Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we unlocked the secret of the Gizmo Shop bell, ringing it 3 times to reveal Traverse Town's keyhole. We moved to seal it, but were confronted once again by Guard Armor, who came in swinging by transforming into his alter ego, Opposite Armor. Unfortunately for him, we were able to bully him into a corner and easily take him down to finally ensure Traverse Town will not be lost to the Heartless by sealing the keyhole. We then met up with Sid in the first district to check out his new gummy shop before heading over to Merlin's house to both check out that book that we delivered to him, which leads to the 100 Acre Wood, and test out our first summon in Simba. This time, we'll be heading out to the Olympus Coliseum to participate in the new tournament that we heard about last episode, and then check out something new in Deep Jungle that was technically available right after we sealed its keyhole. However, before we do, I do want to go over a few things. First up, I did do a little bit of grinding off screen just to make sure that we have all the items that we will need from the Heartless in this world. But from doing so, Donald and Goofy each gained 1 level, and Sora grew 2 levels. Sora gained strength and AP, and Goofy gained some AP, and Donald gained MP and learned treasure magnets. With Sora's AP, I actually went ahead and equipped his Sonic Blade ability. Not sure how useful it'll be, but might at least come in some handy. For Donald, I have equipped his treasure magnet getting rid of Berserk, just because I feel that it's more useful than Berserk. Really, Donald needs to focus on casting spells, and Berserk is really only necessary when he's out of MP, and with how I've set up his AI, he usually doesn't use up his MP. Another thing that I want to discuss is actually Simba, as he was actually not originally planned to be a summon. Believe it or not, according to a Dengeki PlayStation interview back in 2005, I believe, with Kingdom Hearts creator Tetsuya Nomura, due to the Lion King's popularity among Disney movies, it was originally planned to be a world that Sora would visit in this game, and Simba would have been a party member. This, however, was cut from development fairly early on due to programming issues. Due to the Lion King not featuring any humans in it, the idea was for Sora to take on a lion cub form. However, this was problematic as the engine that Kingdom Hearts was built on was fairly dated at this point. This was back when Square would create their own in-house engines rather than relying on universal engines like the Unreal Engine that we see in Kingdom Hearts 3. And due to the datedness of it, it was having trouble handling Sora's 4-legged movement and combat when in lion form. Simba was working in it fine, though in a limited manner, so they ultimately decided, let's scrap the world, but we've got this model that works, it just doesn't work as well as we would have liked, and his combat is significantly less complicated than Sora's, so let's see how we can reuse this. Thus, Simba became a summon. This concept, however, would not be just disregarded altogether, as eventually, with the creation of Kingdom Hearts 2, the world would be realized as the Pride Lands, as one of the later worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2, and the combat for Sora in lion form would be worked out to actually be able to handle. Just shows you what updating an engine can really do, taking an idea that was once not really possible and turning it into something that is possible, even if it is on the same console. Now then, with that all covered, we do technically have to head out, but I do want to go into the accessory shop because there is something that isn't necessary, but we can actually see happen, and it'll be a bit important for the story.
Well, well, as I live and breathe, if it isn't Pinocchio.
Oh, hi, Jiminy.
What in the world are you doing down here?
Playing hide and seek.
I just don't believe it. And here I was, up all night just worried sick about you. Why, of all the Pinocchio!
Pinocchio, are you telling me the truth? Yes. Then tell me, what is this? It was a present. No fibbing now. You know you're not supposed to tell lies. The lie only grows and grows till you get caught. Plain as the nose on your face. But if you want something, why wait? Why not just take it? Oh my, who told you that? You need some advice from your conscience. That's right, you're my conscience, Jiminy. I'll never tell lies as long as you're around. I mean, I get why they're doing this, but man, that does just not sit right, having to be so dependent on someone else to be able to do right from wrong. Granted, that's the whole point of Pinocchio, but I digress. You need to be good so you can become a real boy. You promised Geppetto you would be, right? Oh, do you know where Father is? He's not with you? Jiminy, let's go find Father. Now hold on. There are all sorts of dangers and temptations out there. I'll go find Geppetto, so you just wait here. These fellows here will be helping me. We will? Well, shall we go, Sora? You could have asked us first. Sora, we're already searching all of known creation to try and find your friends and King Mickey. I'm sure we can take a stop off to find an old man that's been lost, assuming that he hasn't gone the way of the rest of the residents of his world. Seeing as, since Pinocchio's here, obviously the world has been lost. In any case, let's use the gummy ship the save point to get to the gummy ship. And now we can technically warp drive anywhere, but I want to actually fly my gummy ship to Olympus Coliseum just to show it off, because I did actually build a ship off screen. And I think it turned out pretty good.
Equipped a radar gummy. Note bottom left corner. Equipped a speed gummy. It enables acceleration.
So yeah, I built a pretty nifty little design, I must say so myself. Not the best, but I'm working with a very limited 6x6x6 grid, so, and honestly not the best gummies, but we'll make do. Using the maximum amount of weapon gummies that I've currently got available to me, and almost the maximum amount of engines. I could technically stick one more engine on this thing, but I kind of prefer the sort of symmetry that these three engines have. I believe I'm using 4 Thunder Gs and 2 Thundara Gs to achieve that sort of V-shaped shooting pattern, or, well, sideways V-shaped shooting pattern. Or, I guess it's more of a W, since I have some going down the middle, some going up, and some going down. Okay. Now then, time to get into the actual meat of Olympus Coliseum, now that the little story that we had is done and dusted. As you could see from that banner over there, a tournament is tournament bracket is put up. So, time to actually talk to Phil and get into it. This is the first of the Coliseum's many tournaments, and this is the easiest of them. We have 9 fights that we have to win consecutively against increasingly more dangerous opponents, but I think we'll be fine. I'm well over the level that this tournament expects. Thank you for that, Donald. Not that I need it.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
Come on.
See ya. Come on. See ya. Fire. Come on.
I know I could probably just fast forward this, but I figure might as well show off the fights at least once.
Nothing to it.
As you could probably guess, most of my combat really focuses on the Keyblade. I do use magic on occasion, but I usually find that it's better to just focus down with Keyblade swings, since magic isn't always available to you. It is a little odd to see the individual pieces of the guard armor without the rest of them, but I suppose gotta make use of them somehow. Okay, almost done. But this is certainly a seed that I don't want to see. All these green requiems. Okay, that didn't take too long.
Not bad, huh?
So, I actually don't remember if these pieces will only show up here. I mean, granted, I know that guard armor will be in later tournaments, but at least one of them. But I'm not entirely sure if we'll actually see all the pieces of guard armor in this one. Been a while.
Nothing to it.
Alright, time for the final seed, the armored torso, and a bunch of mages. Come on. Take care of the small fry so that Goofy and Donald can focus on the big guy. And one last one.
We're the champs!
Attain the power of stars. Learn magic spell Gravity. So, yeah, once you win the Phil Cup the first time, you get the Gravity spell, an advanced magic that sinks opponents into the floor for a high MP cost. I never thought you'd do it. Not bad. Phil, you're just as stubborn as ever. Don't pretend you're not happy for them. Ahem. Now, kid, you've still got a long way to go. Next round starts soon. Next time, it'll be the real thing. Yeah, okay, did not mean to flub that as I did, but yeah. From looking at gravity, it wrings a percentage of HP out of the target by sinking them into the ground, costs 1 MP. It can be useful, especially against large bodies, which can't always be taken down easily because of how they are invulnerable from the front, but I will not be making use of it unless I absolutely need it. In any case, from winning that, we now unlock the ability to complete the tournament with just Sora. And I could technically do this. I'm a high enough level that it wouldn't be much of an issue. I'm not going to read what Phil just said there. But from doing so, we unlock a Mithril Shard. If we were playing the Final Mix version, we would unlock a Combo Plus ability. And then after completing the tournament with just Sora, you unlock a Time Trial to complete the tournament in 3 minutes. This can be much trickier to tackle right now if you haven't been grinding. If you do decide to do it, I would recommend being at least level 24 for Sora to have a chance at beating the timer. For winning the time trial, you'll be rewarded a AP up, or if you are in the Final Mix version, a Tech Boost ability, which will make gaining experience go by quicker. In any case, I will be taking care of those two things off screen. Since it's basically just the same thing, just alone with Sora or with a time limit attached. So we're gonna actually go, and I will meet you guys in our next world, Deep Jungle. Well, actually, I suppose I should say I suppose that's what I would say, but we're actually going to show off the warp drive. Courtesy of the warp G that Sid installed for us. Anyway, we're going to land in the Jungle Vines area first. We actually jump down and actually climb back up. Huh. Well, I thought that this would actually give us a... Maybe it's vines 2 that I need to get to, so I'll just cut to when I get there. Okay, well, I was expecting a little message to pop up when I got here, but apparently it's not popping up. I think this might only that pop-up might only actually appear after you complete the other mini-game of this area. But it is basically a time trial to get through the vines areas in a variety of different courses. I personally don't see it as much of a reward for clearing Deep Jungle because it is limited by the fact that it is limited in the fact that it doesn't have any rewards for doing it, so I would not bother with it if I were you. In any case, the bigger reward: jump into the tree hollow to slide down the slider, pick up all the fruit on your way down to unlock up to 4 different paths, clear all of them for a reward. Yep, the jungle slider minigame that we sort of did in our first visit to get to the camp quickly has been turned into a proper minigame. As the little message said, we will slide down paths, collect up to 10 pieces of fruit to unlock the next path, and getting 10 fruit in each stage will get you a reward. However, you have to exit the game and then come all the way back up here to the tunnel as a downside to be able to go into the next level by clearing the previous level. So if you clear at level 1, you have to go back up to the tunnel to get to level and go through level 1 again and take the right path to get onto level 2, and so on and so forth for 5 levels. There is technically a skip for this that you can do by hitting restart, by pausing before you exit the minigame through the regular path and hitting restart really quickly, but it will cost you any record in Jiminy's journal to do so. In any case, there are 5 stages, as I said, and each one gives a reward. Stage 1 in the base game gives an AP up, an elixir, and final mix. Stage 2 will give an orichalcum, an AP up, and final mix. Stage 3 will give a mega elixir, a dark matter, synthesis material, and final mix. Stage 4 will give a defense up, and Stage 5 will give a power up. I will actually be cutting ahead to a run of all 5 levels, so you all don't have to watch each attempt that I make. So I will see you guys in just a little bit. This first one we've seen before, used it every time to get to the camp, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. That said, having to restart because of this would be really annoying, so try and keep a level head. And one thing I didn't mention was that keeping to the left of a fruit is typically better because you can use the keyblade to extend the keyblade extends your hitbox to the right, so keeping to the left of a fruit will give you a better chance of actually getting it. This second level is a bit more complicated. The first 3 fruits aren't an issue, and I don't think that the second 3 are, but the final 4 can be a little tricky. They won't show up for at least a little bit, and honestly, I wouldn't pay too much attention to obstacles. The real issue is when Tarzan gets in your field of vision, like that. And the final fruit is over here to the right. Now we're gonna want to keep left. But yeah, as I was saying, the real issue with this game is that Tarzan is forced to come with you, and he will oftentimes just end up right up in the camera, blocking your field of vision and thus making it more likely for you to miss a fruit. So this can be a little difficult. But if you hold back, you can make it so that he goes ahead of you. This third level is a bit more straightforward. The first 3 fruit are down the center, second 3 to the left, third set of 3 to the middle, and 1 more to the middle. Now we're going to want to keep right to be able to move on to the 4th stage. This is where the difficulty actually starts to come in. The first 4 are pretty immediate, near the center, but not too near the center. You only see the first 3 at first, but the 4th is hidden by this branch. Next, we're going to want to stick to the right and keep an eye out, because these last ones come up fast. And then we got those 2 to the right and then 3 to the left, so pretty good. Now for the final stage, and for this one, I recommend you hold back from the start, because this stage goes by pretty quickly and the fruit come at you pretty quickly as well. So hold back. And that's how you do it. Now you can just enjoy a smooth ride down through the cavern. This gets us back to the waterfall cavern in the heart of deep jungle. With that, we have collected all 5 of the items from the stages, 1 power up, 1 defense up. Off screen, I did go and get the AP up from completing the time trial of the fill cup, but I also got a AP up from the jungle slider, and I also got 1 mega elixir, as I had previously said, and 1 additional orichalcum, bringing me up to 3. All in all items acquired. There is nothing more to do with this world for right now. With that, I think we're good to stop here. Next time, we'll be heading out for the warp hole and onward to a new world. I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.